Welcome back to New Rockstars, I'm Erik Voss, and Marvel's Secret Invasion is shaping up to be the most critical MCU title coming up on Disney+, with any number of longtime characters in the MCU secretly revealed as Skrull shapeshifters, aka the punks who stole this man's shoes in space. He's not shaving until he gets his shoes back. And now that more MCU titles are coming out, and trailers for future ones are coming out, quite a few new faces have struck me as Skrull-spicious that I think we need to take a look at, along with some interesting new tidbits we've heard coming from the Secret Invasion production. Go to omaze.com/newrockstars and enter for your chance to win a Tesla Model X and support a great cause. So Secret Invasion on Disney+, hopefully coming by the end of this year, is confirmed to feature Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury, Ben Mendelsohn as a peaceful Skrull refugee Talos from Captain Marvel, and Kobe Smulders as Maria Hill. More recently, Don Cheadle was confirmed to return as War Machine Rhodey, and Martin Freeman as CIA agent Everett Ross. And also joining this overall all-star cast is Kingsley Ben-Adir playing the lead villain, Oscar winner Olivia Colman, Mother of Dragons herself Emilia Clarke, Killian Scott, Christopher McDonald, and Carmen Ejogo. Now, it's been highly speculated, though unconfirmed officially, that Emilia Clarke is playing Skrull Queen Varanki, the major antagonist of the Secret Invasion comics. And set imagery revealed a newspaper that mentions a US president, Ritson, apparently played by Dermot Mulroney, giving us the MCU's new American president. That's exciting. Also in that newspaper, Christopher McDonald looks like he's playing a TV news personality, maybe someone like Piers Morgan or DailyBugle.net host J. Jonah Jameson. In this kind of story, you just need some pundit screaming over the airwaves. Now, Secret Invasion in the comics came about after the Civil War event, when Earth was less stable, with the planet's superheroes divided, so Varanki led an infiltration of human society on every level, including the Avengers. It actually begins when Elektra is revealed to have been a Skrull named Pagon, and during that Skrull's autopsy, Hank Pym reveals himself to be a Skrull and attacks Reed Richards, and a ton of other characters reveal themselves, like Edwin Jarvis, Skrull, Dum Dum Dugan, Skrull, eventually everyone, including real-life political figures like Barack Obama and John McCain, Stephen Colbert, all impersonated by Skrulls. The whole appeal of the storyline was the question, who do you trust? Now, the Marvel Cinematic Universe has, of course, changed the way we look at the Skrulls. Like in Captain Marvel, the Skrull group led by Talos were allies to humanity. It was the Kree who were the bad guys. The Skrulls continued to work as partners with Nick Fury and Maria Hill through Spider-Man Far From Home, and then in WandaVision's first post-credit scene. However, the Skrulls in the MCU are a scattered group of nomads with a variety of agendas. Like Talos' group were allies to Nick Fury, but there could be other groups of Skrulls with more hostile, invasive ambitions, and that could be the group led by Emilia Clarke as Varanki and Kingsley Ben-Adir's Skrull villain character. Really, I just think it's a more interesting story direction if it's not all humans versus all Skrulls, it's really heroes and villains on both sides, among both races. So that brings us back to the question, who in the MCU that we already know have actually been Skrulls in disguise the whole time? Like, we know Nick Fury and Maria Hill have at some points in their lives had Skrull imposters Talos and Soren filling in for them. Now, we didn't see where the real Maria Hill was after she morphed back into Soren in the Far From Home post-credit scene, so it is possible that Soren could have been posing as Maria Hill for the entire time that we've known Maria Hill. We also know, of course, that government agent who recruited Monica Rambeau at the end of WandaVision. She was also a Skrull. Now, when we look at everyone else in the MCU, let's lay out 5 parameters. 1, they must be alive, because when Skrulls die, they revert to their Skrull forms. So anytime we saw a character die and that didn't happen, it means they weren't a Skrull. Though we should also note, bleeding or major bodily wounds would look normal, because in Captain Marvel, we learned that Skrulls can mimic the tissue of their host down to the molecular level.
We talking cheek swab or urine sample?
No. The DNA would match.
Second parameter, it's more likely they're pretending to be human and that they're on Earth, just because it's less interesting to see an extraterrestrial character revealed to be a different extraterrestrial. Like Groot is already interesting. Gamora is already green. Third parameter, it's more likely that the suspect be not superpowered already, because Skrulls can only mimic superpowers if they are what's called super Skrulls. And while that concept could get introduced in the series, I think they're gonna wait to reveal that later on, after that initial wave of Skrull reveals, just to avoid the complication and let those first reveals stand on their own dramatic weight, and then later on, heighten it from there with the whole idea of super Skrulls. Fourth parameter, to have the biggest narrative impact, we're looking at characters who've been around for a long time, who we already trust, and characters for whom being revealed as a Skrull would not ruin other future story plans for the character. In other words, we want the fact that they're a Skrull to be the most interesting thing about them. And fifth parameter, to best embody the overall paranoia theme of the series, we're looking for characters in authority positions or otherwise otherwise adjacent to power or influence, so that when they're revealed as a Skrull, it kind of freaks us out. So all this is a way of saying the big-time A-listers like Peter Parker, Wanda Maximoff, Stephen Strange, Thor, Bruce Banner, Captain Marvel, Shang-Chi. Marvel definitely has bigger plans for all these characters than for them to be revealed as Skrull imposters their entire lives. Those characters can certainly be mimicked as Skrulls at some point in the future, but to say that Bruce Banner was also a Skrull for his entire life, it just kind of sucks. Thanks to Omaze for sponsoring this video. Omaze is a fundraising platform that gives you a chance to win once-in-a-lifetime experiences and awesome prizes while raising money for nonprofit organizations. You can enter for a chance to win a brand new Tesla Model X Plaid. This bad boy is all electric, has over 1,000 horsepower, and has a 313-mile range on one charge. The stylish SUV has a 6-month wait to get one from a dealership, but you can enter for a chance to win one on Omaze. You'll be helping support 2 different charities. Give Power is a charity on a mission to help the 2.2 billion people around the world who don't have access to safely managed drinking water. And then 501c3 is a new type of nonprofit for a younger generation focused on energy, food, water, and shelter. Other campaigns on Omaze let you enter for a chance to win a lake house or a tricked out BMW and support causes like After School All-Stars and the Charlize Theron Africa Outreach Project. So for your chance to win a Tesla Model X Plaid and support 2 great causes, go to omaze.com/newrockstars. So one suspect has been James Rhodes, our man Rhodey, War Machine. He is confirmed to be in this series, but I just don't know. He's gonna star in his own Armor Wars series. I don't think we need that series to be a Skrull show too. And in Civil War, the guy was seriously incapacitated. I just don't know if a Skrull could have kept up that guise the whole time. Everett Ross, though, is a likelier Skrull suspect because he's somewhat lower profile, a government employee, appeared in the background of a couple Marvel titles. The only issue is he was also incapacitated during Black Panther. So Marvel would just have to establish some new rules that Skrulls can stay shapeshifted while passed out or sleeping. And if they do that, keep an eye on our man Happy Hogan, who has often been sleeping and was also hospitalized in Iron Man 3, but he is a major MCU star that I think would turn a lot of heads, but in a way that I think fans would really love. I don't think it ruins Happy Hogan at all if he is revealed to be a Skrull, and he does fill that role that Edwin Jarvis did in the comics. I think it'd be hilarious to see Jon Favreau have to put on that Skrull makeup. Now, many over the past year have speculated Sharon Carter, given her shady moves in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but I think revealing her as the Power Broker was the one big twist for that character. And I don't know why she would use that Black Widow face cloaking tech in the final episode if she could just shapeshift into anyone. Now, from Spider-Man No Way Home, DODC agent Cleary emerged as a suspect for this line.
Nick Fury has been off planet for the last year.
What?
Yes, for him to know of Nick Fury's whereabouts in space suggests that the guy must at least be subscribed to the Skrull listserv. And then from Eternals, there was Karun, who seemed to admire non-humanoid forms.
It's a beautiful creature.
The guy was not too shaken to hang out with beings from outer space, and also didn't seem too broken up when Earth was gonna be destroyed, almost as if he knew a way to get off-world. There was Val from The Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Black Widow. Definitely remains a possibility, especially since her character had links with the Skrulls in the Secret Invasion Prelude comics with Nick Fury. It just seems like the big reveals for her are gonna be in association with the Dark Avengers or something in Armor Wars, not ruling her out as a Skrull. I just think there are other interesting places for the character to go that have nothing to do with being a Skrull. I definitely think characters in Kamala Khan's orbit are gonna be revealed as Skrulls, like her crush Cameron or her mentor Najma, as a way to bring Kamala into the Marvels. I'd be very surprised if no Skrulls show up in Ms. Marvel. Now, Samuel L. Jackson said he filmed Secret Invasion at the same time he shot 2 other MCU films, The Marvels and Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. To me, that suggests that one or more characters in Scott Lang's orbit could be Skrulls. I've always loved the idea of Hank Pym being revealed as a Skrull, just as he was in that first wave in the comics, and would explain his brilliant technological wizardry. And then Luis being revealed as a Skrull seems like a fun twist that doesn't contradict his character and could give him even more fun stories to tell. Could also be a fun reveal for every time he was doing the voices of the other characters in his story, reflected how in his past he has himself embodied those people in physical forms too. So really, I think in Secret Invasion, we're gonna see a first wave of Skrull reveals with a handful of supporting characters, those government agents that we mentioned, maybe President Ritson, just to scare us enough into thinking anyone could be a Skrull and really kick off that who do you trust guessing game. And then after that, build up to someone in the Central Avengers core, someone like Hank Pym or Happy Hogan. But I wanna hear from you. Who do you think is a Skrull? Comment down below. Go to omaze.com/newrockstars and enter for your chance to win a Tesla Model X and support a great cause. And follow me on Instagram and Twitter at EA Voss. Follow New Rockstars. Subscribe to New Rockstars for more analysis of everything you love. Thanks for watching. Bye.